What's up, people? Today, I'm going to be telling you about one of the greatest games of all time. And if you can't tell by the attire, that game is none other than X-Men Legends for the PlayStation 2 and the GameCube. I don't know if it released on any other platforms, but those are the ones I know. And let me tell you, this game is actual peak gaming. I know I did a video on SSX3, but this is also in the upper echelon of gaming, all right? Now, what you're looking at here is essentially an X-Men RPG that has a isometrical, however you say it, top-down view type of look. Now, you may have seen or heard of or played Ultimate Alliance. That is the far more popular game. It had more characters. The roster was, a lot more vast. And it was, the Avengers before the Avengers were that cool. And it's the one everyone played. But let me get this straight for you all out there, okay? Ultimate Alliance wouldn't exist if it wasn't for X-Men Legends, right? X-Men Legends crawled, so Ultimate Alliance could run or walk, however the saying goes. I don't know. It doesn't matter. X-Men Legends is just a better game. Granted, I'm biased. I like the X-Men more. They're some of my favorite characters in all of fiction. And to prepare for this video, I had to play through the prologue so that way I can just get straight into the game here. But
Cyclops,
one of the coolest things about this game
Iceman.
is just the roster. Okay. Now, granted, I haven't unlocked everybody, but as you can see, I got the starters here. I got the Wolverine, your Cyclops, Bobby, Storm. I got Jean Grey, Rogue, and Beast. And just like Ultimate Alliance, you could set up your squad. Now, the thing is, X-Men, they always felt more like a team than any of the people in Ultimate Alliance. Like in Ultimate Alliance, you're running Spider-Man and Blade and Iron Man. And granted, I know those characters interact sometimes, but it never really felt like it synergized as much as the X-Men. Plus, the X-Men, they got the matching uniforms. I mean, come on. How could you not like this game? Now, if you look here on the right, this game is a fully fledged RPG, like I said earlier. And this is one of the first RPGs I played when I was younger. And it's also one of the first ones that really made me understand why RPGs are cool as fuck, right? You play a beat 'em up game because this game kind of functions like a beat 'em up game. I know I've been on this screen for a long time, but it takes me a minute to explain. So it's like an RPG in the sense that you have skill points, stats, experience, HP, EP, like it's like a Final Fantasy game. It's sick. You got abilities here that you can, level up. There's numbers, you fight people and numbers pop up and it's very satisfying. Gets the dopamine flowing. Also, the art in this game is really great. I love this loading screen here. Also, it's an old game, so loading screens are pretty long. Even on emulator, I'm running this off my SSD and it still takes a long time. It's just unoptimized. Something they didn't have to do is the game is actually voice acted. Not all the dialogue, but enough of it to where it's like, oh wow, I can't believe they went this far. But you got your squad here. This is one of the earlier missions of the game, so I'm just going to show you some gameplay here. Something to note that they also didn't need to go so hard on with this game is there's actual, there's simple combos. Okay, here's some combat here. They got some combos in this game. You got this little string here that, puts them off balance. They got status effects. You see that? That was a combo. You see that shit? The combo is when, a member of your party does a move and then you synergize it with your move. So look at 10 damage. Now, okay, see, I couldn't get a critical. You can get a critical with Cyclops and it does even more damage. But, hold on. Okay, Wolverine, chill out. Yeah, we're just kind of fucking these people up. You see that electric beam? Bro, they even have names for the combo attacks. That's so sick. So if I switch to Bobby, you see that this is fire? Boom, gone. There are actual things in this game. Like if you look at something, you're like, huh, it would make sense if this character could do this. And 9 times out of 10, it's always doable. It's the right answer every time. And that's why I think this game honestly should be more appreciated, because Ultimate Alliance, it had way more, I guess, opportunity and practice because of this game. And X-Men Legends 2. I may do a video on that one as well, but I prefer this one over X-Men Legends 2 just because I like the story a bit more. So, I wanted to go back over here because this goes into what I was talking about before. So you get to this area, and it's like, huh, I need a way to get across. How do I get across? Huh. Well, Iceman does ice. So, boom. Look at that. Iceman makes a bridge. Now, this is the coolest part. And it kind of reminds me of the mechanics that would be in like the Lego games where there would be replay value because you would go back through a level you've done before, but you just switch to a different character, and then this character now has the tool or the ability that you need in the kit in order to progress and get this secret area, right? So this game works just like that. So Iceman was able to make an ice bridge, but there are other characters that can also make, you know, a bridge or a way of getting across. Like, let's say I had Jean Grey. Jean Grey, she can use her psychic powers. Don't ask me how, but she makes like a little psychic telekinetic little bridge that your people can walk on. So if you didn't have Iceman, you could use her. Or if you had Storm leveled up, I actually might be able to level it up right now. So let's actually see. Let's go into Storm's little skill tree here. And what I like about these skill trees is it's not just the basic like, oh, here's this ability, you unlock this ability, or here you go, you can unlock this ability. Yes, that's there, but there's also like little character traits. So like Storm can fly, so we're gonna add the skill points for flight, right? Then we're gonna close out. So now I can fly, and look at that. Now as you can see, it takes all of my MP or my I forget what it's called. It's called something different, but you know, my blue bar. It takes all of it just to fly, which sucks. But as you play through the game, you level up your bar, like you'll be able to fly unlimited eventually. So if I was Storm and I had flight, I could just fly across, right? My other people wouldn't be able to come with, but that's the way the game works, you know? So now I'm able to reach the secret area, but of course it's not letting me do it because, you know, I'm not supposed to be here yet. I have to go do the actual stuff or whatever. Another thing is, so you notice I can't pick this up. It's too heavy. Let's say I had a character like Rogue or Colossus. They're strong, so they can pick up heavy shit. Pretty cool. And some characters synergize with that. I kind of wish I had Rogue on the squad just so I could show. But Rogue can literally lift up Wolverine and chuck him across the map, which is really neat. These long-ass loading screens, bro. All right. So I'm going to switch out Bobby for Rogue. I'm a Rogue stan anyway, so that works for me. So we're going to switch the characters out, and just so I can show you, you know, Rogue's synergy. Because she's, you know, super strong. At least she has the capabilities of being super strong. So if I pick Rogue and decide, yo, Wolverine, let's see.
Okay.
What's the throw button? Shoot. Look at that. I can throw him. That shit is so hard. I just love that. They go super in on the team aspect of it. Now, granted, Ultimate Alliance does that too. But the fan servicey nature of, dang, you see Rogue's cake? Hold up. I know y'all see that. Anyway, the fan servicey aspect of seeing the X-Men work together, and not just the X-Men, but the, I guess, synergy or group of X-Men that you decide to put together. Because, I mean, that's the fun part, right? Is that you get to assemble your favorite X-Men together and have them go through these missions as a team or as a unit. And that shit's cool as fuck. I mean, also, if you're playing multiplayer, you could literally BM. Me and my friends, we played this game on Parsec not too long ago, and we went through the whole game. And just for fun, like, I would take him and throw him off the map just to be a dick. It's for fun, you know. Who cares, right? All right, so we got some combat here. Boom, throw Wolverine in. Boom, electric strike. Boom, 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 boom. And Rogue is like a really heavy set character, so a lot of her attacks are like way more beefy and heavy compared to some of the other characters, which is also another reason why I'm a sucker for her. I just like being able to do strong girl shit, you know what I mean? Okay, so I was gonna show you all the whole mission, but the missions in the game are pretty long. Like after you destroy those generators, then there's a whole boss fight, and then after that it's just a whole, you know, linear level that I gotta go through, and that would have seemed pretty boring. I just want to give you guys the gist of the game and why I think the game is great. But basically, this is the main character that you know, go through the story with, or you see the story through her perspective. like I was saying before, she's a new mutant by the name of Magma. And basically, you pretty much see everything through her eyes. So it's cool how you get to go through the X Mansion, and you get to talk to all the mutants, and she's introduced to them. So that way, if you're someone that knows literally next to nothing about the X-Men, you could just be, oh, like this character's like, oh, who's Beast? Who are you? And he's like, oh, I'm so and so. So that way you get a nice little introduction. And what I love about this game specifically is the amount of fan service and I guess the detail that goes into the X Mansion, even the Danger Room and stuff like that. So here's where you go to do your missions at the War Room. You can go to the Danger Room to do the challenges and missions and stuff. Then they have Cerebro in here. It just looks so cool, man. They did such a good job. And this game is so old. It's kind of crazy how hard they went. They didn't have to go this hard, but they did. And I'm really glad they did. If I go through the elevator here, after this long ass loading screen, basically end up at the dormitories, right? And through here you get to go through each of the X-Men's rooms. They're all personalized. This is Jean Grey's room. You could also talk to them throughout the game. They'll be hanging out. It's basically like NPCs you could just go and talk to, and they got a bunch of different side content and things that you can do in the mansion and explore. Honestly, it's kind of on par with something you would see today in terms of like an RPG. Like, oh, look, here's Storm's room. I can go in here and I can talk to Storm, and she can, I can ask her questions about her, and you can learn more about her. It's all so well fleshed out and cool. It's like you go in this room, and it's like, oh, I wonder whose room this is. They even give them such personality. Like, you see, I think this is Bobby's room. And you see, it's like all messy, and he's got these posters of the babes on the wall. I think this was before Bobby was a gay character, so they kind of switched that up. But I mean, everything about this is just so well thought out. You got the art here for Colossus. He likes to draw, and then also if you come in here, you can look at all the concept art that you find in the game. You can look at it through here, so that's very nice and creative how they went about doing that. I think here's like a trivia game. Yeah, so you could do trivia and also, learn things about, some of the characters that aren't as well known when it comes to X-Men comics and things like that. Very cool stuff. You can go down the stairs here, and there's even more shit. Looks so goofy in this game. You actually can go outside to the front lawn. It's not gonna let me do it now, but when you go out there, it's even more fleshed out. I think Emma Frost is out there. You can talk to her. There's a few other characters that are lingering around. It's really neat. You got Rogue just chilling out here in the foyer or living area or whatever. You go down here. Oh, look at this. Who's this? Oh, it's Bobby. Huh? How cool. I don't know what this TV is. Oh, you can watch all the cutscenes. Okay, that's cool. Makes sense, go to TV to watch a movie. So I guess that's the thought process here. Also, there's this mission that happens later that's so sick, where Juggernaut like infiltrates the X Mansion, and you got to beat him like in this area as like a level. It's so fucking cool. They also have a mode in the Danger Room where you could basically just do PvP, which is super sick. Me and my younger brother, when we would play this game as kids, we would play the living hell out of that Danger Room level, because not only could you do PvP, like it's like, okay, I'm gonna run my Wolverine against your Iceman, but not only that, you could also literally set up challenges for yourself. You could take every single enemy from the game, and you could set which ones you want to fight against. So it would be me and my brother, and be like, okay, you pick your character. Okay, I'm gonna run Cyclops, and then he'll run like Nightcrawler or something, and then we'll just 2v3 the Brotherhood. We could just literally set up, okay, we want to fight Blob, Mystique, and Magneto. We don't want to fight all three of them, and then we can literally just run that, and it's just so cool. Like, games just don't do this shit anymore, dude. Like, of course, I think they did do a Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 on the Nintendo Switch, which I do have and played a bit of, but it was just missing that I guess that extra oomph that these games have. I don't understand how games, you know, older games somehow have way more content and way more detail put into them than games that come out today. It actually really makes no sense to me because, I mean, even the art style of this game holds up very well. I'm sure looking at this, on your screen, it doesn't look like a bad game. Sure, there's some low textures here and there, like this lamp or the comic book here, but the style is there. You could look at Rogue right there and you could tell that's Rogue. All the characters and their designs are very recognizable, and it just works so well. They just nailed this shit, so they just got it right. I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, that's X-Men Legends, one of my favorite games of all time. Whenever I come up with another game that comes to mind that I want to do a video on, we'll definitely hit that up as well. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.